I'm going to guide you a little bit through my space here in Lima. I'm Ishmael Randall Weeks. I am Peruvian born to American parents. I've been living in Lima off and on for the past 20 years, and this is my studio. We've been a little bit on a very strict lockdown here, so it hasn't, we haven't been able to do as much work as we'd like to. We've been doing some quiet drawings and some smaller pieces. In the meantime, I'll show you a little bit what our space looks like. Out here, there's some pieces that need to be repaired. This is our main workshop area, metal shop, wood shop. We've been working on making some of these smaller pieces right now. I'm doing a lot of finishing on one of the códigos temporales. The códigos, I don't know if you can see this, let's switch this around here. You can see it has, some of them have books inside of them. This one has a piece of brass sticking out, and they're made layer by layer based on materials and conversations with people around the city. So in a sense, what they are is visual diaries, and they require basically walks, collections of material, and the material then gets put into these works that relate to some respect to anthropology, archaeology, urbanism, and also a greater kind of sense of creating an individualized seque system based on the Inca's seque system. They're interesting to me because they allow for a lot of exploration within a finite format, and it's about all the different type of possibilities that can happen in that formatting. So we are continuing that exploration that is about construction as it is much about deduction. I'm working on these large, kind of more concrete puzzle works like this, based off of different symbolism, local symbolism and international symbolism, related around cooperative culture. This is the international symbol for a cooperative, and I wanted it to be able to be rotational. You can take this, change up the format, and playing with fragility, with strength, with the materials, with that which we consider solid, that which we consider, fragile. I'm gonna take you a little bit to the interior spaces. We made a very large ceramic piece for a recent show that is made out of kind of compressed huacos. I don't know how you call huacos in English, I guess. Replicas of pre-Columbian ceramics, pre-Incan ceramics, 5 different cultures combined, and there was one whole block that we cut into sections. So it's almost as if you've dissected or excavated your own culture. So it's a part of it, and then taking this, which is something I've been working on to try and figure out how to do these large-scale ceramic pieces, which are these ceramic I-beams that are also made out of all the soils I can find. And I've been putting them on top of these pedestals, so to speak, but they're not really pedestals, these landscapes that are made out of tiles that are made every day out of the Lima newspapers. So it's kind of the tile of the day and trying to kind of create this topography. Eventually, I think I'd like them to go with these mats that we've been doing, so that you have some space here and some of these bronze pieces, and they'll be able to develop a kind of more of a sense of the landscape I would like to create. And that goes a lot with this type of structure, the Ushnu works, which are brass, cast metallic grouts, cast bronze works, and some raw minerals from the mines around here. Ushnu is a word coming from Quechua that means generally sacred spot. What else? I'm going to take you to, here, we'll take you into the office. A little bit more of the development that we have in terms of different outdoor projects we'd like to develop, indoor projects, the shows that we had been working on recently until the pandemic. So now kind of figure out regaining our bearings as to where we are and what we'd like to be doing. This is, I guess, a little bit more the kind of brains operation where a lot of the bigger projects come to be. And then one last area of the studio where I've been trying to work on some smaller scale, if you show them some smaller scale pieces that are about kind of framing the brass, but framing the pictures and trying to create, I guess, some smaller works, but also some picture collages with the concrete. And then, so pieces like this one. I've been working on this series for quite a while now. I think it's several years, where I've been going to archaeological sites around Peru, specifically Lima, and finding objects, trash that people leave. You have parts and pieces of people's lives that have been literally metallized. The concept of metallizing a memory comes from the project that people do here. After the child grows up, you metallize their shoes. So you take it to a studio that dips it in, that electroplates it with copper. And the electroplaque process is what I have used to be able to take these random objects and energize them, so to speak. You're taking a contemporary object and creating it, making it a relic, making it a part of the past. And some really truly do look like they belong in an anthropological or archaeological museum. So this is a kind of ongoing work. I don't know, similar to the códigos temporales, the diary pieces, that requires a certain kind of journey and an interest in, I suppose, what happens to archaeological space, the way that we've abused it, the way that we consider it, the way it relates to our architectural thought or urbanistic thought to city. I think this image describes it pretty well. This image is from the 1950s here in Lima. You have this area here that is a Huaca is an old pre-Columbian site that's being used to make bricks. This is a brick factory right on the site, so they're using the soil from the old pyramid to make the bricks to create all the new buildings. So that type of dialogue of what we respect or what we don't respect is interesting to me. That's me, Ishmael Randall Weeks, in my studio in Lima, showing the book and rail around. Thank you.